Hello and welcome to Fabulous at 50 and Beyond. I'm your host, Ada, and today we're talking about something that I think resonates with so many of us, reconnecting with those sparks and passions that might have gotten buried under years of, well, life happening. We're calling this episode Reconnecting with Your Spark, unearthing passions you forgot you had.
And I'm Belle, joining Ada as always. Oh my goodness, this topic is so close to my heart. You know, it's like we get so caught up in our responsibilities, raising kids, building careers, taking care of parents, that somewhere along the way we kind of forget what used to make our hearts sing.
Exactly. Purpose is often hidden in those passions and strengths we once had. It's just that we need to dig them up from under all those years of responsibility. Belle, I know you have a personal story about this that I think our listeners would really connect with.
Yes. So about 3 years ago, I was feeling kind of, flat. Like the kids were grown, work was fine, but not exciting. And I had this nagging feeling that something was missing. Then one day I was cleaning out the garage and found my old art supplies from college.
Wait, I didn't know you were an artist.
Well, that's just it. I had completely forgotten how much I loved it. I used to paint all the time in my 20s. It was like my thing, and somehow between mortgage payments and soccer practices and everything else, it just disappeared from my life. So what happened when you found those supplies? I just sat there on the garage floor and started crying. It was like meeting an old friend I hadn't realized I'd been missing terribly. I took those supplies inside, and that weekend, I painted for hours. It felt like coming home to myself.
That's so powerful. And now you're teaching, right?
Yeah, that's the crazy part. I started just painting for myself, then sharing on social media. A friend asked if I could teach her basics, then another friend joined, and now I run this little weekend art class at the community center. It's small, but oh my gosh, Ada, the joy it brings me to see other women our age reconnecting with creativity, it's just indescribable.
I love that story so much. And what I hear in it is that reconnecting with your passion actually led to something meaningful, not just for you, but for others too. That's what we're really talking about today. Not just finding old hobbies, but allowing them to evolve into something purposeful at this stage of life.
Absolutely. And I think that's the key difference between just a hobby and a passion that becomes meaningful. It somehow connects you to something larger than yourself.
For our listeners who are thinking, I'd love to find my spark again, but I don't even know where to start, what advice would you give, Belle?
First things first, give yourself permission to explore. Many of us feel kind of silly or selfish taking time for these things. But it's not selfish, it's essential. Start by asking yourself, what did I love doing before life got so busy? What made me lose track of time? Maybe it was gardening or writing poetry or, collecting vintage records.
And I think it helps to go back even further. Think about what you loved as a child or teenager before practical concerns took over. Sometimes our truest passions emerge early.
Oh, that's such good advice. And once you identify something, just start small. You don't have to commit to teaching a class like I did. Maybe it's just 15 minutes a day or an hour on weekends. The important thing is to create space for it.
I think another important step is to connect with others who share that interest. Like, find your community. That's often what elevates something from a personal hobby to a meaningful pursuit.
Yes. And you know what? Don't be afraid to adapt your passion to who you are now. My art style is completely different than it was in my 20s. It's more like thoughtful, more textured, just like I am.
I love that perspective. Our passions can evolve just as we do. And Belle, what would you say to someone who's reconnected with something they love but is struggling to make it meaningful?
I'd say look for ways to share it, whether that's teaching like I do or creating something for others to enjoy, or maybe using your passion to support a cause you care about, like my friend Susan rediscovered her love of knitting and now makes hats for the local children's hospital.
That's beautiful. And I think we should mention that sometimes the meaning comes simply from the joy it brings you, which then makes you a more present parent, partner, or friend. Not everything has to become a side business or volunteer opportunity to be worthwhile.
Absolutely right. Sometimes the purpose is simply lighting yourself up from within. That energy radiates to everyone around you.
We're nearly out of time, but I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. It's never too late to rediscover what makes you feel alive. Whether you're 50, 60, 70, or beyond, that spark is still there, just waiting to be unearthed.
And when you find it, oh my goodness, life just becomes so much more vibrant and meaningful. So start digging, friends. Your forgotten passions are waiting for you.
Thank you, Mel, for sharing your inspiring story and insights today. And thank you, listeners, for joining us on Fabulous at 50 and Beyond. Until next time, remember, it's never too late to rediscover your spark. See you next time, everyone. Keep shining.